Hi everyone, it's Brandon with Hoku Marketing. Today I'm going to show you how to make a welcome email within your Constant Contact account. This is one of the most important automated emails that you should have set up, and probably the first one that you should get done for any effective email campaign. So when we're done today, what you're going to end up having is a welcome email similar to this one right here on the screen that will have a nice image, some clickable links, some social share buttons, and it'll be set up to go out automatically anytime anyone signs up for your email newsletter or gets on one of your email lists. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's go through it. So when you log into your Constant Contact account, you're going to end up here at your dashboard, and we're going to want to go up on the top left over here and click on Campaigns. Now when we get to campaigns, there's going to be a bunch of options along the left, all kinds of automations. Any previous emails or projects that you're working on will be in the middle. You can just skip right past all of that, and on the right top side there will be a kind of yellow orangish button that says Create. Let's go ahead and click on Create. You're going to be given a pop-up screen that's going to give you several options here, and we want to select Email Automation. So when you select email automation, you're going to be given a few more options to pick from, and we want to go directly to the welcome email templates. Now, I will note that if you want to create a welcome email series, you would want to use the automated series. But in this case, we're going to create a welcome email template that we can actually use later on in other series, but we just want to have one go out automatically when anyone signs up for your list. So let's click on that. And that's going to take us here, and you can see there's already some preset templates ready to go. Now we can do something obviously custom. We can have a custom template set up, but we're not going to get into that today. We're just going to stick with something really basic. They have a couple of different options. This one is for B2B, B2C, business to consumer, some community things. If you want to get really simple, there's just something like this that will be sent out. I like this one right here. This is the B2C welcome. If you want to see what any of these look like before you actually use the template, you can click the eye and it'll pop up with the template for you so that you can kind of see what it's going to look like. You can switch between desktop and mobile. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select this one. And that's going to pull us into the editor section of the email. So the very first thing you want to do is come up into this big empty space field over here that's been populated with some information. Now you can change this entire campaign in if you want. I like to keep the year and date and time in there. It's just already populated, so it makes it a lot easier. And remember, whatever name you give this, it's the customer or the people who subscribe to your email will not see this. This is only for your records to keep track of your different campaigns. So I'm just going to call this one the welcome email. Let's call this template. Go ahead and save that. So you can see that's now changed over there. So the next section you want to go to is this one right here, and this is going to have our subject line. So we can see a preview right here of what people are going to see in their email software of what they're getting for you. We want to improve upon this, add some personalization, and kind of make it stand out so people are more inclined to open the email. So I'm going to go ahead and preface this with Aloha, and then I'm going to come here into personalize, and I'm going to add their first name. Now if you click this drop down, you can add a bunch of different information in here, but I think for a welcome email the best thing is to put their first name. So you'll see here this is changed. So now we have Aloha Brandon, then we want to put a space in there. Thanks for joining us. And then at the end I'm going to go ahead and put an emoji, thumbs up emoji there. So now that looks a lot more welcoming. It's a lot more personalized. Maybe I want to change that to lowercase there. That's a lot better. And then we'll go ahead and save. This particular screen will pop in and out, so you definitely want to save as you go through it. We have the pre-header here, and I'm going to change that to welcome to to the community. Maybe you have a community, maybe you have a training class, maybe you have some sort of organization, maybe there's a name for the group that you have. You can kind of put that in there, and then we'll go ahead and save that. I'm going to open it back up just one more time just to point out a couple of other things. So the from name, you want to make sure this from name shows your name of your organization or your business pretty clear, because people look over here, and if they don't know who this is, they may not open it, because people are sending them all kinds of stuff all the time. So definitely want to make that recognizable. And then the from address, that's going to show up here for reply. That's important as well, especially to show your organization in there, or maybe your name, or both, as in my case, so people can identify who you are quickly. So let's go ahead and save that. So yeah, now we're done with that. Let's move here into the email itself. So we're just going to go from the top to bottom and work through this. We're going to keep it very simple. Welcome emails should be simple. We don't want to inundate people with a whole bunch of information or messaging. Really, all we're doing is thanking them for signing up for your email newsletter. Now, you may have enticed them to join your newsletter by giving them a discount code or maybe promising them something. This is where you would want to do it, right here in this welcome email. So let's start at the top here. You're given an image section here. So let's go ahead and edit that. I'm going to go ahead and pull in my logo. If you don't have images in here, you want to go ahead and upload your files and bring in some additional images. But yeah, you can pull all of that in here. So let's go ahead and insert that. And you can see my logos right there. We can adjust the padding and take that off, or we can make this big or small. I like to keep it pretty small on the welcome email, and the reason for that is they know who I am. They know who my organization is. They just signed up for the newsletter. So we want to keep that small, and we want to really focus on this, thanking them for joining the list, or for being a part of your community. Okay, so we're done there. And then we're going to go here, and we're going to take a look at the sizing on this. Maybe we want to bring that out. You can adjust. If you need to, you can replace this with your own separate image. Maybe you have something of you waving, or maybe a photo of your organization, or your name of your business, or just something cool and fun. It's a great way to really come across the first time with whatever personality you want to present in your emails. So if you're a very technical organization, maybe you want an image that displays that. If you want to be very fun and energetic, maybe you'd want an image that displays that as well. And this title right here, really what we want to do is we want to thank you. We want to thank them for signing up, for giving us that valuable piece of information, which is their email. So I'm just going to put thank you for joining our community space, and I'm going to go ahead and use their name again. So right here under insert, we can put some information in here. So I'm going to put a greeting tag, and again I'm going to do first name. I'm going to get rid of hello because I don't want to use that. I'm going to get rid of this comma, and I'm going to put a period there. And then secondary greeting. So if there is no first name, they're saying use greetings. We have to fill something out in here. So I'm going to put new member. Just so they have something in there. And then let's insert that. So right now we have thank you for joining our community, and then it'll pull in their first name, or it'll say new member. You can change that to whatever you want to show. I do think that thanking people immediately with the welcome email is very important. If you are providing a discount for joining, then thank them first. Thank you for joining. And then right in this section here is you want to immediately get to it. Don't play games with them. Say, here's the discount code we promised you, and provide it. If you're providing a digital download like a guide or a PDF of some sort, you want to immediately put that right in here into this section. So I'm going to go ahead and just change this a little bit, and I'm just going to say we are an active email marketing community, and we look forward to working with you and sharing tips on how to improve. Something short and sweet. We don't want to get too long, too lengthy in this area. Again, if you're providing a discount code or you're providing some sort of digital download, you can put that right in here. So if it's a link, you can put it in as a web page, some sort of document that you want to put in there. You can insert all of that in there. Okay. All right, so we're coming along. We've got our logo, we've got our image here, we've got our title that's straight to the point. We're thanking them, we're adding their first name for some personalization. This section here, we're just welcoming, providing basic information, or delivering anything that we've promised in exchange for the email. And then over here, we've got this button, so we want to change this. Shop now is maybe further down the line. We'll encourage them to shop, but for right now, let's just put here, we'll put learn more, and then that way we can create a link to the web page. So whatever you want to put there, I would keep it soft. Don't sell them too hard on the first one unless you promised it. Then you can, link directly to that. But for now, I'm going to put learn more, and I want to insert a link. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my web address here for my website. I'm going to go ahead and put that under web page. Now when I click that, there is the display on the button, so you can change it here as well. And I'm going to drop in the link URL. So when someone clicks on that button, they'll be taken directly to my website. Now these dynamic variables and click segmentation, don't need to worry about that right now. We're just going to focus on the welcome email. I go over that in some additional videos. So we'll insert that. So now you can see this is blue. It's showing that we have added that link. Now, since we have that link copied on our clipboard, let's go through and add that link in some other appropriate places. One is this image. Drop that in there. Insert. So now the image is clickable. Anytime you put images into your email, you always want to make them clickable when appropriate, either to your website or to a page on your website that has the appropriate information. The other place we want to look is the logo itself. So let's go ahead and click on that. We'll do web page, and we can add that in as well. So now no matter where anyone comes here on these items, if they hover, they'll be able to click through and get where they need to get quite quickly. All right. Now this button here, it's kind of a little bit gray, so I'm going to go ahead and change the color. I think I want to go a little bit darker. You can add any colors that you want in there. There's quite a bit of customization. You can change the text color. If you want to make it bigger, you can do that as well. Put that in. Now right below that, we have this section here with some just generic information. So I'm going to just type that in. Local marketing. Now I don't give out my phone number. I try to do everything through email. So I'm going to get rid of phone, and I'll put my email in here so people can get a hold of me. And my website as well. Best practice, you don't need to put in www anymore. You can just put in hokumarketing.com, and most browsers will take that. Okay, so we're working our way through. Now we're on the bottom here. We're in these social icons. So if we click on this and we click edit, you're going to notice for the first time in this particular email, our left-hand panel has changed, and we're given some different settings that we can look at. So in each one of these locations, you can change and add your Facebook page URL, your Twitter, your LinkedIn. That way when anyone clicks on these, they'll be taken to your page. Now there's two different sections here. You have link to my pages and share on your readers' pages. So what the difference is if you want them to click through to your page, your business, or your Twitter feed, or your LinkedIn profile, then you want to have this option selected. If you want them to share on their Facebook page or on their Twitter feed or in their LinkedIn profile, then you want to have this selection picked. Now, it's a good idea, since you're just welcoming them into the community, to leave it to your pages, because if someone just signed up, most likely they're just learning about you, or they just found you, and they're probably clicking around trying to learn more about you and may want to go to your social pages. Now, you can add additional networks here. You can go Instagram, Pinterest, or YouTube, and of course you can delete those off as well. So let's go ahead and add Instagram, and you see that pulls up right there. Now, if Instagram is your main deal and you want to highlight that, you can move it and it becomes the first option as well. I tend to deal mostly with B2B, so I kind of like a black and white schema. So if I go ahead and change that, you'll see this changes to black and white. So pull that back up there. So you can pick a bunch of different styles that you want for there. Okay, we'll go ahead and click done. So now anytime someone clicks on those, it'll end up going to the URL of your page so that they can learn more about it. This information down below is auto-populated based on when you set up your account, so you don't need to worry about that. All right, so we're done with designing the page, with picking out the options for our subject and pre-header, which is very important. So let's continue on. And so the final thing we're going to do in this screen here before we move on is we want to check and preview this email and see what it's going to look like. So up here on the right, you have a check and preview drop down. Let's go ahead and click preview first. That's going to pull up the email itself. This is what it will look like in desktop. Definitely want to check, see what it looks like in mobile. Most emails are being read on mobile nowadays, so you definitely want to see that, and you can kind of take a look at that. Now, right in here, we had put the first name option. So if we want to see what that looks like, we can come in here. So if I put my email in here and I click view, it will now populate with my first name, because my first name is attached to this email in the contact list. So if you don't have this email in your contacts, it's not going to change. So of course, when you send this email out, it's going to everyone in your contact list. If you have a first name attached to that, then this field that we designed with the first name import will show just like that. So that's how you can kind of take a look, just see how things are laid out. It's important to note, early on we picked this pre-made template from the Constant Contact library. One of the nice things, if you're not a designer or you're just rushed for time, is the templates that are in there are all designed to be responsive, meaning they can move from a desktop to a mobile or even a tablet layout intuitively. It'll just happen automatically and keep things nice and neat. If you are making a template or a layout custom, you want to constantly go back and forth between desktop and mobile and make sure things look nice and neat. Okay, so we've previewed the email here. The other thing you want to do is go back up to the same button and go ahead and send a test email. So you're going to be here in a similar layout as the preview box, but this right-hand side here is going to change. So this is an excellent opportunity to send it to yourself, send it to someone else, have them proofread it, take a look at it. If you're handling the marketing and somebody needs to approve it, I do emails for clients. Some of them have me do monthly emails. Some of them have me do email campaigns twice a month that go out, and they need to be sent off for approval. So I'll come right in here. I'll put everybody who needs to check off on the email, put a little note, and I can send it now. And it'll send out this email with a note right above it in the inbox, so people can all take a look at it, comment. You can look at it. You can see what it looks like on your phone. Just make sure everything looks nice and neat. So definitely sending a test email. I highly recommend you do this in addition to previewing the email. The only other thing now is to go ahead and continue on. Click this continue button here, and that'll take us to the next step in getting this automated welcome email set up and ready to go. So the very first thing we want to look at is, who do we want to send this welcome email to? Any list or a specific list? I recommend selecting a specific list, because if you have multiple lists of people, sometimes these people are on more than one list. So if people are on more than one list, they may end up getting the welcome email twice, and that's just bad form. So inside your list, you should have something that's called general interest. So this should be where most everyone goes before they're segmented off, unless you're already segmenting. But for a basic welcome email, you probably want to send them to your general interest list. Now, if you know what specific list you want to use, or you've named it differently, go ahead and pick it. You can pick it in here, no problem. It should be noted that if an automated series is set to send to a specific list, it will take priority over the welcome email. So if you have an automated series that goes out upon joining, and it's multiple emails long, it's gonna supersede this welcome email. So just so you know that. Here's the subject line that we have set up previously, the from name and the address all laid out inside. This is the physical address that will appear in the email. You need to do this. This is part of the anti-spam laws, the CAN spam laws that have come out. And yeah, so we're all set. So the final step we have is we have this welcome email template in here, but it's still in draft mode. So we want to go ahead and activate that. And you're set. So you can see up on the top left here, this welcome email is now active. What active means is it's sitting there, and anytime anyone joins your email list, and if we go to my website, you'll see this is the pop-up that I have on my website, first name, email address. So when someone clicks this button and clicks sign up, they will automatically get this welcome email now. Doesn't matter what time of day, what day of the week, it just happens all the time automatically. This is one of the wonderful things about email automation, is it's always happening, and once you take the time to do the work and create this welcome email template, then you're all set. You can always come into this template and look at how many people are opening it, how many people are sending it was sent to, and what they're clicking on. You'll be able to see some reports and stuff. This is the most opened email on just about anyone's email newsletter campaigns. It's the welcome email template. Someone signed up for your email, they want to hear from you, and so when they get that welcome email sent to them, they are going to open it, a very high percentage of them. Okay, well, that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me at brandon@hokumarketing.com. I'll do my best to help you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.